So thank you so very, very much for subscribing, for watching, for giving the thumbs up, for liking, commenting. All that stuff makes my videos accessible to a much larger audience. As the YouTube schematics see that my videos are being more and more engaged with, they become accessible to a much wider audience. And that's what I would be so grateful to do, to keep building my subscribership and keep expanding the platform that I can then reach many, many people and share the teachings, share the love, the light, and my books. So again, I will be releasing my huge nonfiction novel. It's a memoir based on my true story of apprenticeship with Reiki. It is called The Reiki Apprentice. A girl's true story of initiation. October 19th, it will be available on iBooks and at Kindle at Amazon, and I'm so very excited. So please do stay tuned, subscribe if you're interested in that. And in the later fall, I'm going to be coming at you live once a week with a live interactive show where we're going to talk about everything Reiki, everything self-mastery, everything self-healing, everything metaphysics, and I'm very, very overjoyed to finally begin to align with all the energies that are going to make that possible. So please do come by my website and download your free copy of The Higher Self Blueprint of Mastery. So again, thank you so much. Do go by my website, TuesdayMayThomas.com. The address is down below in the description box. Click the link and it will take you directly to my website, which will have a link saying, send me my book, The Higher Self. And from there you can subscribe and you will receive your very own first mini ebook from yours truly. I look forward to sharing much more on my upcoming other books that I'm going to be launching throughout this entire fall and winter. So blessings, namaste, and thank you for your love, your patience, and your support. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to shuffle these cards, take a nice deep breath. Coming into full momentum now as we are out of the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, moving full steam ahead. We call in our angels, our guides, our loved ones, those light beings that are here to help us to open the way, to create clarity within us and to create clarity within myself as I share the messages as they are shown forth. May all of these messages revealed in these cards serve my highest good and the highest good of everyone divinely guided to participate in this reading. Whether they watch a minute or the entire reading, may everyone receive exactly what they need in the most beautiful ways that will serve the alignment, the truth, the healing, the empowerment, and the almighty glory of their life path here and now. Okay, we had a few poppers. Let's just keep shuffling. We're going to keep inviting in, oh, there's another one. We're going to keep inviting in our totems, those animal medicine angels that protect us, that guide us as we move into those subconscious realms, those hidden realms within ourselves, in our minds, in our bodies, and through all dimensions. We call you in. We call in our loved ones, perhaps that have passed from this life, that will be here and present to help hold space for us, to shed light for our own awareness, that we may gain and grasp our own personalized insights from the messages shared forth through this reading, September 20th through September, oh, we just had a bunch of poppers, through September 27th of 2017, and so it is. Okay, I'm going to grab these. What I thought was going to be a short reading, looks like there might be a little more to it. Okay, let's lay these out and see what we got. Okay, beautiful. Do I always say that? Beautiful. Okay, so we do have a continuation from last week. So if you remember last week, and I will put a link right here for last week's tarot reading, there was that unraveling of the unconscious and the subconscious levels of patterns that have been running our lives, where we are met with the opportunity through the transformations occurring over those eclipses that we had in August, those natural unraveling and realignments from those things that have been released were coming to fruition. All those things that had been hidden from us before through our own matrix of mind space was coming up to be revealed. And we were meeting ourselves with the opportunity to either continue running with those beliefs, with those patterns, with those agreements, or to cut the cords, to release them, and to rewrite new patterns. Now, with that, there was also an awareness made that if we were refusing to allow ourselves to complete levels of healing and to release old patterns of anger, of impatience, of anything that has to do with a fiery kind of energy of withholding, and that takes a lot of your energy to hold on to, that was just simply going to completely keep us in that old loop and not set us free. Okay? And we would never know our true mastery and our ability to fully co-create in this world without those aspects. So it's very interesting because last week there was a lot of fire energy as well as major arcana energy, which were just like big wheels turning. Now the momentum is up. We're out of the retrograde. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All those things that you've cut cords, that you've released, now you're free. Your load is lighter and you're feeling this new momentum of moving forward in life, which always is just about being more present in the now, but your ability to move forward in life without that heavy load, okay? Yet, what we're being shown here with isolation and sorrow is, even though we had the suppression and the creator, those two fire cards last week, now we have these gray cards of the mind, but they're also very watery. Because isolation here, we see tears coming from this being that's just locked in this like big frozen ice cube, if you will. They're just locked in this glacier of mind. And here we have the monk crying, the sorrow card, releasing those limitations of the mind. So this week can tend to be very watery, and we have a few other water cards here. Even though these are cards of the mind, it's calling us to let ourselves feel our emotions as we continue unraveling. And some of us might have already have been through this in that last week of the retrograde. I know for me, I was fully emo, crying every day, like bawling my eyes out. And then when I was meditating deeper and deeper and deeper on it, what I realized is like, oh, this is the release, the mourning, the grieving for those things that I really did want to work out, but that just weren't. Those relationships that I really thought I wanted, but they're just not. And it's just like fully just sucking it up and realizing, you know what? That's just not, it's not, if it was, it would be, and it's just not. And this has been going on for months or for years, and it just keeps showing me that it's not. So let me just let it go. And I realized I was like mourning and grieving over these partnerships, these relationships, these creations, just all these things that were showing me that they were showing me, let go. It's time for change now. There's new horizons, but I couldn't see those new horizons as long as I had all that stuff in front of me and I was just focusing on it, when it just kept telling me, it's over, it's over. So like that, you might have been through this period already. If not, it is time this week to release those tears. Get into water, because what's right on the abstract around the corner, like the flip side of the coin of that, is this celebration card. There is this instant like lightness. As soon as you do, and you begin to allow yourself to release, like what I did, as soon as I like had that realization that that's what was going on, that's why I was feeling so emo and sensitive and and all this stuff, as I was like, oh my God. And as soon as I realized that, I was like, okay, I get it. I release it. I release it. I release it. And then I got lighter and lighter until about 5 days in. I know that sounds a little bit long, but until 5 days in, I was at this point of like, woo, celebration. Celebration is a card of the emotions. The rains fall, they come, the purify, the rains, the tears, the release, the cleanse, purifies your body, your mind, your emotions, lightens your load, lets you become free. This is a time, you know, we're coming into the autumnal eclipse, or I'm sorry, the autumnal equinox. Eclipse. If you are in a part of the world where you are getting rain and it feels appropriate and safe, get out there in the rain and walk barefoot in nature if you can. Now, and because this is women, this is a sign of our receptivity, our attunement and alignment with our infinite feminine and receptive energies, which are only at their fullest calibration and power when we are clearing the channels, when we are clearing the chutes, when we are allowing ourselves to feel our feelings, because otherwise they stagnate and they become thoughts and clouds that don't move through the mind, and they just become a cloud that gets parked and sort of blocks your third eye vision from seeing the truth, from seeing the bigger picture of who you are and what the path is for you on any given day. Now, the next card is understanding, and this is so beautiful, and it goes hand in hand with the celebration, with the sorrow, with the cleansing, the crying, the isolation, the releasing those inner waters, because this is you. And it seems like this card comes up like every 3 readings or so. And hey, that's nature, that's natural. We are going through deeper and deeper emotional levels of understanding who we are. We are allowing ourselves to play in new ways that had been just completely unidentifiable to us in the past. We didn't even know we could do that dance. We didn't even know we wanted to play with those people or participate in those communities, because we've been holding on. We've been holding on to the past. Like I said, for me, I was just kept looking at these old relationships, these creations, these partnerships, and like wondering, like, how is it going to resolve itself? How is it going to fix itself? What is there? Is it still going to work out? Is it da-da-da? And there is a period of time sometimes when relationships, partnerships, things that you're creating shift. And there's a period where you're like, okay, anything could happen, but then it reaches a tipping point, and it becomes most obvious if a relationship is appropriately guided to continue putting your full heart, time, and attention into, or if it's time to like fully namaste, give thanks, bless it, take an inhale and exhale, move on. So it's like that with everything. And remember, a couple weeks ago, we were working on, we were pregnant and about to give birth. And I remember we were feeling the baby kicking. Oh my God, and as I look down, I see, I see our card. Okay, so we'll come into that shortly, because yes, the baby has been kicking, and you might even like feel and sense, oh my God, it's coming out, or maybe it's already come out. But for a lot of us, we're still in the waiting. It's not just time just yet, but this is still the preparatory moves, right? This is the understanding who we are now without those old agreements, without those old considerations and belief patterns and unconscious, subconscious affirmations, because all those old relationships that we may have thought were going to continue on, that have now been eclipsed out by that divine just majesty of the universe, has set us free. Our load is lighter. We're like, oh my God, this feels so different. I'm actually seeing myself circle in different circles, do new things. I'm scared, but I'm excited. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try it out. I've cleared, I've cleansed, I've released, I've let those clouds move away. And now, coming back to me, coming back to the truth of me, and grounding through the phases of the moon. Who am I now? What am I now? What is left for me to do during this period of patience before this full launch of my baby being born, of my project being taken off, of my creations being revealed to my community and to my world, of whatever it is near and dear to you that you are preparing to release from you, that you are preparing this vessel of your human body to give birth to through you. Okay? Now, of course, we have our beautiful card, full moon energy, major arcana energy, silence. Look at this face. It is so at peace, full moon in the third eye. And last week we had the master card, which had the full moon over his head. And this always, the moon just represents our ability to be receptive, to be still. And of course, it's a card that says silence. So it's asking us like to be quiet, to not to think about it, right? You can't decide, okay, on exactly November 2nd at 2:25 p.m., I'm going to have this baby. It's like, that's not how it works. We can set goals. We can be prepared. If it is a child, you have like the blanket and the to-go bag, or if you're giving birth in the pool, you have the waters ready. You have the doula who you're going to call when it's time. or if it's a project, you have your ducks in a row. You're organizing, you're preparing, you're getting everything ready, you're getting yourself ready, you're meditating, you're listening to the divine organization of the universe, showing you where to go, what to do, how to say, where to go, just everything, lining everything up. And then ultimately, all you can do is be on standby. And if everything goes smoothly and accordingly, then the date that you thought was your launch date, or the date that the doctor says, if you go to doctors that says, yeah, the baby's going to come on November 2nd at 2:25 p.m., then you're like, you're ready. You're ready for that. Yet, the universe sometimes has its own way of offering these experiences to us. So it's not only be prepared for your launch date, for the birth date, for the release date, but also be prepared in case there's a switcheroo. Like I know for me, the universe kept telling me, the ravens, everything was affirming October 19th is the day that I'm supposed to have my books, like the for sale books that I'm going to be sharing with you soon, the Reiki Apprentice and the Nowosphere book 2, to have those completely ready for sale on the ballot, like October 19th, that's the day. Okay, and I'm doing everything in my power to prepare, and I'm just trusting. I'm just like, hallelujah, I'm just trusting, doing all my blah, 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 getting it all ready. Okay, great. At the same time, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen during these phases of the moon, during these solar flares being released from the sun. I don't know what could happen, so I got to be prepared for both my release date and for the unknown. And that's what this week is calling us for, is being ready, but being unattached, being ready to give birth, being prepared, organized, get the ducks in a row, get your luggage ready to go if you're a hospital person, if you're a community, if you're going to the forest, whatever you need, the teepee to be set up with the cozy blankets, whatever, the hot water, the blankets, all that stuff. Be prepared, get ready, but then also be on standby for universe to change things. So at the very bottom, very interesting, because we have these 3 fiery cards. I'm going to have to hold them up so you can sort of see them all together. Now, the middle card, Breakthrough, is a major arcana card. Is a major arcana card. And then we have here Stress, which is a card of fire. And then we have Success, which is another card of fire. So this is urging us to keep the stress down, keep the fire element of stress away. Stress is a byproduct of control, of trying to control our environment, of trying to control others, of trying to control ourselves. And there is a certain aspect of mastery of, affirming like my body is healthy, my mind is attuned with the highest love and light, and all this stuff. But honey, if you get the flu or if you get sick or whatever, it's like, okay, plan B, And so, sure, you can beat yourself up or be like, why I was affirming only love and light, and now look at the, you can take it in all these different directions. But bottom line is that we are interconnected with the interface of every other human being in this holographic universe. We are a part of this. We are one, essentially. You are an extension of me. I am an extension of you. Now, and I can keep my own center of my universe in as much attunement and alignment with my truth as possible. Yet, as I have unconscious, subconscious agreements and karmas and lessons that serve my highest good for me, but also as connected to the greater whole, if that's what needs to happen for the highest good to happen, that's what's going to happen. And as I surrender myself to serve God, to serve the highest love, to serve the highest light, well, you kind of got to be on standby. And whether you believe in God or you call it source or good creator, great spirit, it's the same thing when you have a baby. You're giving yourself over to this other creature that's inside your body. You cannot control this creature while they're in your body, but also when they come out of your body. You can't control them. You can bring them up as best as you can, like my books, like your creations, like our projects, like whatever it is that we're birthing. You can do your best to get everything organized, to prepare the situation, and then once it's out, it's out. And then then it's the work of continually blessing and guiding and aligning that energy, that creation, in alignment with the truth in your heart and with lots of love and light. But the point is that we will drive ourselves crazy if we try to control when that baby's coming, if we try to control how everything's going to work out. Because you know what? divine, highest love and light that is the baseline of all creation has your back and has the most perfect experiences aligned for us if only we shall let go. And what helps us to let go, but is to become silent, is to meditate, is to be one with those reflective, intuitive energies of the moon. Whether it is a full moon or not, whether you meditate on the full moon or not, it is about you, I, us, we, attuning and aligning to that still small, silent space within. Because from that silent space within is where you hear the still small voice for God. What is God? God is love. It is simply source energy that has the divine harmonics of creation in its heart. Do you know what I mean? It is the nature. Love, God is the very foundation. It is the 0 point. It is the nature of our true beings, of all things. And when we allow ourselves and align with that love, with that light, with that presence of that which is us, but also greater than us, if you will, we create space within us for that energy to come through and to work miracles in our lives, create divine happenstance that otherwise would not happen had we not allowed and created the correct conditions for it to do so. And so, as we relinquish the need to control, we release the need to be very important, right, in this world and in our lives, and to, even though you are the center of your universe, there's a, let go, letting go and letting love, letting go and letting God. So what happens is when we let go and surrender is this amazing breakthrough energy. Once again, ba-boom, major arcana. We have this breakthrough, and now it's like, oh, is it time to call the doula? Should I get the bag? Oh my gosh, this is really happening. I really am launching my books on October 19th. I'm so excited. This is like the culmination, the realization of everything you've been placing in alignment, in attunement, in this 3D dimension coming to fruition. And you know what is before you? Complete success. This is a card of fire, of energy, of activation. And look at that. This tiger, look up the tiger totem. This tiger is walking on the whole planet, is walking over the world, fully, completely. This is you riding the tiger. This is the universe celebrating you with confetti, with blessings, with ribbons. This is you opening your heart, your love, your light to the universe and saying, yes, I am. I am that I am, therefore I receive. I am blessed. It is time. I am right on time. And the universe comes back to meet you. And the tiger is your totem that walks you through those gateways of who you were to who you are now becoming as a fully successful, embodied 3D, 4D, 5D, multidimensional being that is ready to collect their karma coins, their good karma coins, that is ready to receive their divine inheritance. Because you know what? You've been showing up. You've been doing the work. You've been releasing the past. You've been allowing yourself to embody new levels of trust, new levels of excitement. You've been alchemating, turning fear into love. And so now it's time to celebrate and to reap the rewards of your successes. This is so, so very powerful. Wow. Okay, that was our weekly tarot energy forecast for September 20th through September 27th. Again, do visit my website, tuesdaymaythomas.com. Get your free book, The Higher Self, and subscribe to my newsletter. I thank you so very much. I look forward to continuing meeting up with you every week and sharing more and more videos. Thank you so much for all your love and support. Subscribe, like, share, comment. I thank you so very much. Blessings and namaste.